Starting with Turkish Israeli relations, Israel's new ambassador to Turkey has arrived in Ankara as the two countries seek to mend relations that surged after a deadly Israeli naval raid on a Turkish ship headed for Gaza. Aytan Naya arrived on Thursday morning in the Turkish capital as part of a reconciliation deal clinched in June, ending 6 years of animosity. Naya, quoted by Turkey's state-run Anadolu agency, noted that Turkey and Israel have a history of helping each other in times of need. On to Syria's profile, Turkish Foreign Minister Mevlut Çavuşoğlu said on Thursday his country and Russia want a ceasefire in Syria, where the two nations support opposing camps in the conflict. Speaking alongside his Russian counterpart Sergei Lavrov in a Turkish resort town, Çavuşoğlu said a ceasefire was needed in all of Syria, but especially in Aleppo, where multiple temporary truces have fallen apart in order for humanitarian aid to be delivered. Moreover, Lavrov said his country will continue its support for the Syrian government until eastern Aleppo is cleared of terrorists. On the other side of the world, President Vladimir Putin said on Thursday that Russia hopes to normalize ties with the US and join efforts in the fight against international terrorism. Speaking in a live State of the Nation address, Putin said that Russia is ready to take part in tackling global challenges if its interests are respected. Putin also said that Russia is looking forward to mending ties with the US after President-elect Donald Trump takes office. He added that Moscow hopes to pool efforts with Washington in confronting international terrorism. Going to the United States, the suspect in the fatal shooting of a Tacoma officer has been shot and killed by police after a lengthy barricade situation. Pierce County Sheriff's Department spokesman said the suspect was shot at approximately 3:30 a.m. Thursday, ending an 11-hour standoff. The spokesman also said a girl and a boy, found unharmed, have been taken from the house, adding that officers found multiple weapons in the house. Separately, before the standoff began, a Tacoma officer was shot multiple times while answering a domestic violence call on Wednesday. On another front, 5 people were killed in 2 states after at least 13 twisters damaged homes, splintered barns, and toppled trees in parts of Alabama, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Tennessee. The National Weather Service confirmed that at least a dozen more people were injured early Wednesday, adding to a seemingly biblical onslaught of drought, flood, and fire plaguing the South. Moreover, thousands of people were without power, including up to 45,000 homes at one point in Alabama. Many schools dismissed early in Alabama, Georgia, as the storms continued to roll across the region on Wednesday. On the other side, a fire has engulfed a factory manufacturing explosives in southern India, and 15 workers are feared dead and another 3 injured. Police have recovered 2 bodies and the rescue work is continuing in the factory in a city in Tamil Nadu state after the fire has been extinguished, while the cause of Thursday's fire is being investigated. And moving on to our economic news, stocks turned lower in Europe on Thursday while the price of oil continued to rise, boosted by OPEC's decision to cut output. Futures augured a lackluster start on Wall Street, though futures remained nearly unchanged, while S&P futures slipped 0.1%. OPEC nations agreed to trim production by 1.2 million barrels a day starting in January. The price of U.S. crude was up another 45 cents to $49.89 a barrel in New York. The contract surged $4.21 on Wednesday, while Brent crude rose 76 cents to $52.60 a barrel in London. And finally, Iran's President Hassan Rouhani on Thursday welcomed an OPEC deal that cut the oil cartel's output to push up crude prices. Speaking in a provincial meeting broadcast live on state TV on Thursday, Rouhani called the decision a positive development. It's worth mentioning that Tehran agreed to limit its production to just under 3.8 million barrels per day, almost the same amount of 2005 before beginning of the sanctions, while Saudi Arabia agreed to the largest production cuts, chopping nearly 500,000 barrels from its current 10.5 million barrel daily.